Ramble.
Before we get into the episode, let's thank our sponsor, Perry Mason. HBO's next must-watch series, Perry Mason, stars Emmy winner Matthew Rhys in an origin story for American fiction's most legendary criminal defense lawyer. Catch up on the series Washington Post describes as superb and Vanity Fair lauds as engrossing and unpredictable. Set in 1930s LA, Mason finds that uncovering the truth means exposing a city full of corruption, and everybody is guilty. Co-starring fellow Emmy winners Tatiana Maslany and John Lithgow, Perry Mason airs Sundays at 9 p.m. on HBO, and stream it on HBO Max. Thank you to HBO, Raycon, and HelloFresh for sponsoring today's episode.
Hey, Ned, would you want to introduce this one?
Miles, I thought you'd never ask. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the TryPod. We are back, baby. You've got your 4 triers here. You got Keith.
Yow, yow, yow.
You got Zach.
Hey.
I'm Ned. Eugene's in Korea. And we've got our podcast Bonsignore, Miles.
Howdy.
Yo, Miles, we didn't get to use our Eugene soundboard at all last week. Can we drop in a little check-in with Eugene right now?
Go off, Miles.
Oh, Eugene. What's up, everybody? We're talking. We got a special game that we're playing that Miles has devised for us. But first, I got a little bone to pick, a little correction.
Whoa.
You know,
A bone.
We have been picking some beef with You Can Sit With Us, our significant others podcast that is
we're diving right
vastly
into
more
it.
popular than ours.
Oh, here we hecking
Yeah.
They
go.
recently told our very cute How We Met stories. And I gotta tell you, I remember it a little bit differently.
Well, because I listened to this. Ariel said that you rolled up to the party with a half bottle of tequila, like you own the place.
I like
half
that
bottle.
second part. I did have swagger, but I don't remember rolling up with a half-drunk bottle of tequila. What? Why would I have done? I remember that I brought a nice oaky cab, you know, a nice bottle of red wine. If you're nasty. I remember it as a half-drunk bottle of tequila. Maybe it's possible I brought both, and I was merely returning the tequila to the party host.
Perhaps, Ned, on the way over in the taxi, you got bored and or cold and started to dip in to make sure the quality check.
You think that I drank it in the car ride over? First of all,
No.
I certainly could not have afforded a cab at that point in my life, as in a taxi cab.
So then you were walking, even more reason to drink.
No, that's illegal. But I do think it's a good idea, especially for those without a ton of money. You know, you got a half bottle tequila left in your home, right? You're going to a house party. It's a BYOB. It is kind of weird to show up with half a bottle, but what you do is you show up and no one knows even what you brought, and you just sneak that liquor bottle into the collection of other liquor bottles. And then later on, someone's like, "Did you bring anything?" "Oh, I brought that tequila." "Oh my gosh, people love it. It's like
Wow,
already
so
half
popular.
drank."
Whoa.
That must mean I'm so
gonna
popular.
drink whatever I want here.
My gift is so nice.
I loved hearing that story because every time, Ned, I've only ever heard you tell the story of meeting
yeah.
Ariel, and it is like, and I saw her from across the room, and we locked eyes, and I knew, and I made my way over, and I said, "Hello, mademoiselle, may I have your hand?"
Hey, girl.
And then she was like, "Yeah, he was kind of hitting on my friend for a little while."
That is true in looks, but the reason I was doing that was that I could appear cool.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Right.
You know,
like this guy is, everybody loves this guy.
Wow, even my friend loves this guy, and we immediately had something in common, me and her friend, and so I was just like, oh, I can just start talking, and it won't even be like I've entered the party awkwardly.
Classic move.
Smooth.
Girls love it when you hit on their friends instead.
As long as they don't know who you are yet, if they don't know who you are yet, it's not like they don't own you. They don't own your actions at the party.
I don't know if she mentioned this, but she was talking to my friend who was gay. I don't know if she was hitting on him, but I think she thought she was hitting on him if she thinks talking is hitting on.
It's funny because I was struck listening to their podcast. I was struck by the fact, you guys can rag on us all you want. It worked. Everything we did
That's
worked.
what I'm saying. Becky likes to tell her story about me not showing up to her birthday party. Now, let's just say, what if I had and made a huge ass of myself? We would have never gotten together, because here are the facts. We were not dating at the time that it was her birthday party. We had hung out a couple times. We had not kissed.
Wait, but Keith, so this was that, if I'm getting this context right, you suggested a bar for her birthday down the street from your house. So she thought, oh, damn, it's my 21st birthday. I'm going to get a little kissy kiss.
Oh, but that was just like a recommendation without an invitation.
Yeah, it was the Holiday Club. It's a bar close to me. It's fun. It's cheap. It has karaoke sometimes. And yeah, I was like, I thought it would be great for her to have a birthday. And I was like, I will go. I also had another friend's birthday and moving in party that same day.
Uh-oh.
Here she goes. This is you got to tell your story. I'm telling my story. Get the heck out of here. I knew I should. She was like, why don't you set the podcast up in the living room today? I'm like, well, I don't really need to. It'll bother. You'll be out. You'll have, you need to use the house. And then this is why she wants to insert herself. I tell you what, I get to tell my side of the story on my podcast. It's my podcast. It's my podcast. But I was at another party. Now, she showed up, I think, at the Holiday Club much earlier than I expected people to show up at a bar, right?
Especially the Holiday Club, which is a renowned
last option type of place.
Oh, that's where you end. It's not where you begin.
So I was at another party at like 8 or 9 o'clock. I was like, I'll probably roll at a Holiday Club around 10:30, 11.
Which now 8 or 9 o'clock is like pretty close to bedtime for me.
Well, a little early.
In your early 20s, that's like, wow, the night is just getting started.
Right. So I'm 23 or 24. So I'm at a friend's place. I'll go there and then I'll go to the Holiday Club. That was sort of how I saw it. But I think Becky saw it as she would show up at the Holiday Club and I would be there. And it would just be us hanging out with her friends at the bar, which makes sense from her point of view because
sounds like a lame party.
But I was like, I'm going there. I'm just at here now, and I'm going there. We were not romantically involved yet. I liked her a lot. I certainly suggested that bar because I wanted to hang out with her. But I was going to another friend's party first, and I was going. However, Becky was very upset and texted me text or called. I can't remember. We were drinking. That she wanted me to be there. Why wasn't I there? And I'm like, oh, well, I can head there now. I didn't know you'd be there right now. I'll go. And she's like, no, we're leaving this bar. And I'm like, okay, well, where are you going? And I was like, and then that was just end communication, radio silence. I'm like, well, I don't know where you are anymore. She went to Boys Town. I don't know what bar you're in. What can I do but stay at my friend's party and be like, well, there's nowhere for me to go.
I say, I'm glad we got both sides of it.
Vindicated.
Through most of this story, I was like, well, Keith, if you said you were going to be there. Yeah. But it seems like she left kind of early and didn't tell you where she went. You know what? This would have been saved if we just had a start time to the party. If we just had a nice invitation, maybe some manila
envelopes.
Not a manila folder. No. I'm with sort of like the 11 nice by 17 invitations. Nice serve some legal papers. No, just like a nice, like kind of that printed like paisley. Wait, no, not paisley. What am I trying to say?
A really nice paisley manila.
Keep naming textures and colors.
Where it's like kind of like it's dimpled, but it's cream colored, and then there's a nice the part where you lick the envelope is gold. Ooh. And yes, picking up what I'm putting down.
And then maybe a little periwinkle lettering.
Yeah, a little periwinkle lettering.
A nice birthday invitation.
With some dusting of, I'm talking about invitations.
I think, honestly, if either of us had just been a little bit bolder on our feelings, because, like, we had been flirting a lot, and neither of us had ever made the move to kiss one another, so it just left it in that ambiguous, I think we like each other, but we had no confirmation that, like, I thought that I liked her, and maybe she was kind of interested in me, and I think she thought the exact same thing, that she really liked me, and I was only just kind of interested in her.
That's why we got to be more like birds. There is zero gray area in the bird kingdom. You fluff up your feathers, you do a ceremonial dance, you gift some twigs. There's no confusion there. Birds know how to fuck.
That's not what I learned about in my bird classes. Wait, we gotta pause for a second.
What's up, dude?
I got a nosebleed, which is gonna be weird to include on the podcast.
Okay, yeah, we can.
I think
let's
it's pretty
just
good
pause.
drama. There are a lot of dumb things that bodies do. Nosebleeds has got to be top of the list.
I used to get them all the time.
But no other
All the
part of you gets so dry. Like your ears never like, oh, my ears are so dry. They just start bleeding. Like what a dumb... Ned's in the bathroom. While we wait for that, I got an eagle fact for you. Now, again, I don't know if this is totally real, but it's one of these animal sex facts that I heard years ago, and now I repeat forever and ever. I refuse to Google it. Google's right here. I don't care. Eagles will meet at extremely high altitudes, and then they will... Oh, no. Ned's back.
I think we gotta keep it in now because, like,
Jeez.
I have not been able to stop the bleeding. It just keeps going on me, and we got things to do today. We gotta shoot after this. I have some tissue dangling out of my nose.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those people that's like, ooh, I get nosebleeds all the time. I don't. I've probably gotten like, I don't know, 5 nosebleeds in my whole life.
In your whole life?
Wow.
I think so.
I'm upwards in the upper 80s, I would say, at least.
Really?
Yeah, as a kid,
Really?
I used to like probably once a week.
Upper 80s.
Upper 80s.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Upper 80s is also a lot. That's like the other end of the spectrum. I feel like I get one like once every couple of years.
I haven't had one in a long time, but up and through high school and college, I was still getting them like at least once a month in high school. I remember one time specifically, it was very funny. I was driving home from my friend Ryan's house, and my nose just was like, time to bleed, bitch. And I just like streaming down my face. I'm driving. I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I'm at like a stoplight, and I'm frantically looking for like a tissue. And I looked at the person next to me, and it's just blood going down my face.
Oh God!
And they're just horrified, and I'm like,
And your
"It's
nose
fine,
bleeds
I'm
so
fine."
much. I mean, it is pretty dry out, and I have been doing over the last couple days. I have been doing a lot of woodworking, so maybe I, got some sawdust
little
in there. But yeah,
sawdust.
check this out, boys. I built myself a custom wine rack.
Whoa.
Oh.
Go
So
on.
this is-
Yes.
Oh my
About 7
gee.
inches wide, and I've got these like I did a nice antique stain on these little slots. They're kind of poles that go backwards, and it looks like just a bunch of little pegs, and then the wine slides onto the pegs. Finished it up just this morning because
Wow.
people were coming to put the countertops on the garage renovation project, which slowly but surely coming together. You may, if you're watching on YouTube, see that I'm not in the room of the messy room of the room of requirement from Harry Potter. I'm in my bedroom because it looks a lot nicer, but hopefully next week it'll all be done.
Wow, we got 2 new podcasting backgrounds this week. It's like, who even are you guys?
Yeah, whoa.
We get
Dude,
it,
hey,
guys. You can sit with us as doing well. You want to mix it up, add some
Gotta
spice back into the
upgrade it.
relationship.
Do I look like a cool, like, Sylvester Stallone, like, boxer? Like, I've just kind of, like, been, gone, like, 12 rounds in a fight.
Ned, you look exactly like Sylvester.
Cool, man.
Or you look
cool.
like you have a little like ghost haunting your nose, like a little haunted nose.
You look like 11 from Stranger Things.
Yeah, that fits. Maybe I was just
exerting all of my secret superpowers.
I think a nose bleeding superhero would be funny. He just rockets like blood out of his nose at his villains. I think that's pretty funny.
That's like a thing in
pretty funny
in Japanese anime.
Anime, right?
Yeah. Well, it's whenever they're super horny.
Well, guys, I mean, it's a hot and heavy episode of the TryPod. You guys know it's Thursday. You know what that means.
Is the subtext there that the blood is rushing so intensely through their nether region that it then rushes back up their body and shoots out their nose? Is that?
Yes, right?
You would think it would be like the blood would be drained from my nose.
Yeah.
Need it all to inflate that big boy downstairs.
Okay, this is a family podcast.
This is a family show, Keith.
Is that?
While we take a break, I hope you notice what might be in my ears during this episode. That's right, you see them. They're the Raycon earbuds. They're crushing it for me, the wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know them. We've talked about them on the podcast before, but the good thing about them is they start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. You got to know that's true. I'm using them right now. You can see them on my head.
And their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are the best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit.
And they're so comfortable. They're perfect for conference calls or doing our podcast or listening to other podcasts, maybe while you're doing some chores. So unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. They last really long. I rarely charge them, and I use them for these podcasts. And since I mostly use them for that, I maybe charge them once every month. I mean, they get 6 hours of playtime, but they really do super well.
You guys have heard us talk about how the company was co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Cardi B are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up a pair and see what the hype is all about.
So now is the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/tripod. That's buyraycon.com/tripod for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/tripod.
Zach, did you have any bones to pick with your story? Did that check out all kosher? I mean, I know you guys, relative to Keith and me, are more in that honeymoon phase of early relationship.
Maggie told the story of the time she found a dildo in my bed, and I believe I referenced
phase.
that. Yeah, exactly. I referenced that 2 episodes ago. I believe I've told the full story back when we did this as a Patreon podcast. Her telling of it's great, so I'm not gonna go back in. But it was the latex smell of that dildo was so intense. It was a big floppy rubbery. I mean, it was a very funny toy, and it had a suction cup on it, so you could really hide it anywhere. You know, you open a door and surprise dildo. It was great. A lot of fun was had with that.
Like anytime you flick the end, you just have to say,
yeah, 100%.
Mandatory.
It's the kind of thing that you can only get away with in your early 20s. But if you touched it, your hand smelled hopelessly of latex for hours. No matter how many times you washed your hand, it was just it would not escape you. And so I just remember in that moment being so mad, one, because my girlfriend found a dildo in my bed, and I don't even know if we were
bed again,
because so the game, if you didn't listen to that episode, the game was that we would hide dildos in each other's rooms, and because of the suction cup, you could really hide in fun, inventive places. Like you open the medicine cabinet, surprise dildo. Yeah, you go home for the weekend to visit your parents, open your suitcase, surprise dildo. Yeah. It was a blast. And we had suction cup marks
Put it on
everywhere
like the
around the
passenger
house.
seat.
Yeah, right.
So you walk in to drive, and you're like, oh, hello.
Ding, 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 ding. It really helps with the carpool lane. It was that big. But I was so mad when she found it. One, because I'm like, okay, now I need to explain either that I am into this sexually or that I am a child who plays with giant dicks.
Either.
And also, the smell is now going to be on me forever.
And Maggie also said that, I mean, she revealed that moments after meeting, You're macking in
You
that.
know, Miles, I don't know that we need to go here, and that's chill, and that's fine, and that's
Wait,
good. We're good.
what?
We're good. We're good. Look, I know the dirty laundry of the other fellas, and I'm not spilling it. I know that Maggie's too kind to spill some things that have been done, so I don't know why this light is being cast in my corner. I will say, though, that there are definitely other stories that make me look like an idiot from early dating, and I'm thrilled that those have not come out yet. I was listening
also
to...
was completely inept. I'm sure that Becky will do
They'll
many
get there.
stories about me being an idiot and dating, and like I didn't walk her back to the train, but I thought I was like being empowering. I thought, well, she is from the Chicago area. She's an independent lady. She doesn't need me to help her. But the truth was, she did not know how to get back to the train. So she had to ask a stranger for help.
Oh,
and I think she like felt like he must hate me. He wouldn't even walk me to the train. And I'm just be like, I don't want to make her feel like I'm trying to be like overbearing.
Here she is printing off Google Maps.
Right. She's like
Right.
asking
The
like
home
an old
computer.
man getting on a bus. Excuse me, is it this way to the Sheridan Red Line stop?
Okay, I'll tell this one before she has a chance to tell it. I gotta tell my side of the story because it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
So she told the story of our first date after we met at that bar, about how we went to get ramen and then we went to go get ice cream, despite the fact that we were both lactose intolerant and just didn't want to tell the other person.
Yeah.
She suggested
Oh,
it, and I'm
that's
like,
funny.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we're getting out of the car to walk to the ice cream, and we had to walk a couple blocks because it was in an area that has shitty parking. And I'm like, hey, you should grab your jacket. You might get cold. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, all right. It was this conversation where, I'm not dating her yet, but I was like, you should bring your jacket. You're going to get cold. She's wearing like...
You're going to catch cold out there.
Like
Where's your
she had like the
jacket?
cut off arms.
Right.
So she did not do that. On the way back, she makes a little reference to like, oh, it's a little chilly. And I say, I'm wearing my jacket. And I go, well, I'd give you my jacket, but then I'd be cold. And to me, it was like this great, like pro-feminism joke of like, I was poking fun at the fact that I told her to bring her jacket and she didn't. And then I was also making fun of the fact that like, well, this is 2020, whatever. We're in the 2000s now. We're not going by that antiquated shit where guys just give the girl a jacket. You're your own woman. I thought it was hilarious. She thought I was a total douche. She thought I was such a dick for that and did not let it go for a long, long time.
Meanwhile, Ned's other nostril is now also pouring blood. I think he actually left because his Zoom ran out of batteries, but I'd like to believe that the backup of his left nostril has now forced his right nostril to become that very superhero I spoke of earlier.
I decided to just continue with the story to, the audio listeners didn't even know that
They don't need to know.
They don't know.
They're driving in their car, headed back from a cool trip to a park. That's the only place you can go anymore, and they're almost home.
Don't even worry about it.
yeah.
Ned's late, take two.
Ned comes back with a
recorder
black eye.
battery went out.
Slowly
And also,
deteriorating.
my right nostril is now furiously bleeding. No more nostril bleed. That would be funny though if I just started getting caught with by the other side. Just a little running out of battery. I'm gonna blame Ariel for this one, because she was the last person that was using it.
Dude,
can I like now? We're doing twice as much battery use for the podcast recorder in this household now.
Okay, so because they're now recording the podcast, yesterday Maggie forgot to bring her SD card to give it to Miles to offload the footage. Normally we upload it via the cloud, but we were gonna drop footage off. So anyway, she brings the SD card. It was this whole thing. Miles had to like drive to us,
same.
and then because of that, Ned, I woke up this morning and I didn't have an SD card to record. So I'm like, oh fuck. So I had to go over to Eugene's
hate
house.
to see it.
Luckily, Matt is home. I had to go digging through. I mean, this is 8 a.m. I'm digging through Eugene's stuff to find an SD card. That boy is not well organized.
I had the foresight to, as soon as Becky was done, I'm like, give me that SD card. I'm putting it in my pocket and taking it to the office. I'm just like, she doesn't know. And why should she know what to do with offloading footage? That's not her job. That's not what she does. She's talent. She's talent. She speaks her mind. She tells She tells disparaging stories about me, and the people love it.
Yeah, I guess the podcasts are both going to be just us like ragging on our significant others.
Hey,
No,
that's
see,
fun.
I think we changed ours to ragging on ourselves way harder. So they got no material
That's
left.
right. That's right. We
Such a
steal
piece
all
of
the
shit. Let me tell you. Let me tell you all the mistakes I've made.
It was like a mostly drunk bottle of tequila. That boy rolls up with a like sloshing around empty backwash thing of El Diablo.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't even tequila. It was just a tequila bottle filled with water. I was that big of a dick.
Yeah.
I forget what I was going to say.
Well, I think that means it's time for whatever Miles has planned.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute since Miles' segment with paper because we've been doing it online. But as always, longtime listeners know, sometimes I
Miles
prepare
loves paper.
things. I love paper. Sometimes I prepare things for the podcast. And today we have a very special segment planned. I have been getting thousands of emails from people wondering, are the Try Guys fine? Are they having fun? And so I thought it'd be fun if we did a game show with a cash prize called
Whoa.
Try Guys, more like Try This. A quarantine check-in with the cutest boys in town, except Eugene because he's in Korea.
Well, he's not in town. So we
he's
are
not in
now the
town.
cutest boys in
That's
town.
true. That is true.
Now, these questions, there is a right and a wrong answer. I will be awarding you points on your answers. And so at the end of this, whoever has the most points, I'm going to Venmo a crisp dollar bill.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
like this.
That's right.
Make sure to submit that for reimbursement in your paycheck.
Yeah, I'm going to do all the paperwork to get the reimbursement.
What's that, Eugene?
Shut the fuck up, Zach.
Haha. Thanks, Eugene.
Oh.
That's Eugene's soundboard. All right, everybody. Our first question.
Do we buzz in, or how the fuck does this
You're
work?
going to buzz in, but I'd like to... you're going to buzz in, and let's really... Come on. Let's focus up. Because I need you guys to take this seriously. Okay.
I want
I'm
that
taking
dollar.
it seriously.
All right, question-
I'm imagining that all the questions are just kind of like, "How are you feeling today, Ned?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And Miles says, "Incorrect. You're not feeling fine. Something's wrong. What's up?
nose is
Do you want to
bleeding
tell me about
everywhere."
it?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready for the game. Give me that first question.
Do it.
Question 1. When...
Buzz.
All right, you got to answer now. What's your answer?
The year
When-
2020.
That's correct, but let's hear the rest of the question. Okay.
Oh my God!
Hey,
It is
$1 coming
correct.
to me.
No. I'm not
can't-
Venmoing you $1 for every question.
That's what I heard.
All right, that's
Ooh, I'm
$1
$1
for Zach.
richer, baby.
Next question.
Miles, just reimburse it, and it's good.
Oh, you can't afford $8 prizes. You can't afford to give us $8.
You tell me this is a 40-minute long segment.
Yeah, it's $40. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
When was the last time you flossed?
Buzz 2020.
2020. Okay.
I flossed this year. I flossed last night. I floss every day. I love it. It's my fave.
Twice a day or once a day?
Once a day. I ain't no narc.
Was
Keith?
two nights ago. I did not floss yesterday. I was like, fuck it. Fuck it tonight. We had a crazy shoot day, and my teeth are going to be fine.
Okay. Ned?
Pretty great. Next question, huh?
Well, I'm sorry.
Should we go on to the next question?
Ned, do you not floss?
Guys, I have braces, and for about 20 years, I had a bottom permanent retainer. This has caused me to have a very difficult relationship with flossing. I often forget. I have tried many systems to try and remind myself. I've gotten even the bottom permanent retainer, which is like a piece of metal wire that's just stuck in your teeth forever. I've gotten it taken off, and I now wear a disposable. Well, it's not disposable. I should keep it, but I wear a temporary retainer in the evenings.
Oh. What about a water pick?
What about a water pick, Miles? It doesn't matter. I've tried
flossing.
so many different things, and I just cannot seem to get into a consistent routine.
It's genuinely my favorite part of self-care. Like, between washing my face, brushing my teeth, showering, all of those, whatever. Flossing my teeth is my absolute favorite thing.
Zach and the rest. Do you guys have a spot in your mouth that always yields a juicy, juicy treat when you floss?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right here. This one right here has always got a little secret
Always
nugget
catching
of
stuff.
stinky food.
Ned feels left out, I think. Yeah.
I do. I don't understand. It used to be the retainer would always have juicy nuggets in there because it's so hard to get them out. But the now that it's gone, it should be easy for me to floss, but I can't. I've tried. I've tried
Okay,
putting little sticky notes. I've tried putting the flosser like right in the sink, and nothing works. I think the last time I flossed was last Tuesday.
Whoa, we got to get you on that train, man.
You know, Ned, I don't know about you, but I've been making the same food over and over and over in my house, and I'm getting bored with it.
Got to get out of that rut.
I have found a great solution, and my solution is HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you can get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door, and it's America's #1 meal kit. I mean, HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store. It makes home cooking fun, easy, and affordable.
There's so many recipes to choose from each week, and it helps you break out of your cooking rut. Discover some new things, maybe some things you didn't even know that you liked until you tried it. There's something for everyone, including low-calorie, vegetarian, and family-friendly recipes each week, and over 90% of ingredients are sourced directly from growers to ensure the freshest recipes are always delivered to your door.
And you know me, I'm a big sustainable boy in this household. We're always trying to have less and less waste. Well, HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients means there's less prep for you and less food waste. I gotta say, my favorite recipe is the pork carnitas tacos. I love carnitas, always have, always will. And I gotta say, when you have a long shoot day, or you just have a lot of chores that day and you're like, I really don't want to think about this, it's great to have a recipe that's so convenient just to put together, but also is very delicious. So you can help yourself too. Go to HelloFresh.com/TryPod80 and use code TryPod80 to get a total of $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. That's HelloFresh.com/TryPod80 for $80 off and free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details.
I'm going to drop something for the rest of my homies. Sorry, Ned. Doesn't apply to people who don't floss.
I want to floss.
Per the suggestion of my dental hygienist, I upgraded my floss. She's like, yo, this is going to cost you more. It's called Cocoa Floss. It's made from coconut. And it's like $8 or $9 for a pack, which is more expensive. But compared to that ribbon bullshit, once you get first of all, it lasts more, because it's not cheap. So you actually are, I think it's getting a little closer to...
Is it reusable floss?
No, not reusable. It just is high. It's thicker. It's higher quality. And like the ribbon stuff feels now like a whisper on my
roll
teeth.
Faster.
No, it's so good. Guys, you have never flossed before until you've tried this. It is like, it's got the ridges. It just fucks you up.
Ridges?
Oh,
it's like
torture device.
It's like a little more textured
than
It's
the
braided.
Yeah, not fully, but yes, it just is more substantial. I'm telling you. If you try this and then go back to your shitty, cheap little ribbon, you're going to be like, what am I even doing? What's the point of this?
I'm ready to award my points.
Oh, yeah. I want to know, did I win?
Okay. So you all did really great, but I'm going to say I have to give 10,000 points to Ned.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you. I see how this game works.
Because
now.
Ned gave kind of had like an emotional reveal / breakdown. And I think we all learned something.
We either skipped ahead to this moment or really skipped past it.
Yeah.
Depending on how we feel about flossing.
Yeah. Keith's going to go ahead and get 100 points and same for Zach.
100 points. Okay.
You know what? I don't need the validation of your points, Miles, because the validation of how my teeth feels is reward enough.
Can I have Zach's points?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
200
do
points for Keith.
Keith has 200 points. Zach is in the bottom with zero.
Zero.
And Ned is holding it up with a pretty substantial lead. I mean, you guys better step up your game because Ned has 10,000.
I'd say insurmountable, but you just came out with 10,000 out of the blue, so who knows where this will lead.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay. This next question, and remember, there's a right and a wrong answer for every one of these.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you ever afraid of big dogs?
No.
Okay.
Biz.
Yeah, Zach?
No, but I found them very irritating. They slobber and their barks are so deep and like just not even aggressive is the word. Just bad. It's like nails on chalkboard. Like, oh my God, I get it. You're alive. Please fuck off.
So this question feels targeted at Ned.
Yeah.
Would you consider Bowie a big dog?
No, Bowie's a medium-sized dog, but that's why I work very hard to not let him bark and do other bad stuff, because that shit's annoying. And anyone who does not take care of that shit, annoying.
Yeah, a little different for me, gang. Definitely been afraid of big dogs. I think people know that. I've said it in videos. I had a irrational fear of dogs for most of my life. Still do a little bit. But I've been trying to do systematic desensitization, which means anytime I see a big dog, I try and go over and say hi, try and pet it.
Miles, did you look up a bunch of info about Ned and make this quiz? And just try to like put Ned on the spot? Like, what's this game about, man?
I really
Ned
didn't
get
remember
10,000 points because he had another emotional reaction.
I didn't remember that Ned was afraid of big dogs.
You didn't?
No, not at all. Not
It's
at
canon.
all.
Yikes.
But
I
Ned,
better be sitting at a clean 20 thou right now.
Ned, let me tell you something. That's another emotional moment. And that's another 10,000 points.
Right.
I think Miles just wants to know more about his father figure.
Exactly, my daddy. Yeah. Zach, I'm going to have you get 100 points for that.
Wow, thank you. I'd like to donate my 100 points to Keith.
Keith, you're holding it down with Zach's 100 from this one. And last time, you're going for 400 points, but that's only...
Wow.
I got another 100 for this one? Wow.
Yeah, you got
Congratulations,
another 100 for
Keith.
this
You're
one.
making your way.
If people
Going
are
for you,
watching
Ned.
on YouTube, can they leave a comment as to how to make your dog less protective of the house?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Bean is like a little just doggy, like guard. He just, oh my goodness. Anyone even just is like walks by on the other side of the street and he'll just be like, bah, 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 bah. This is my house.
I can offline you with some tips if you want, because we had to
Okay.
go through that.
Yeah, how do you do that with a doggy? Because I'm about to... Which Sarah and I are thinking about getting a dog.
You're thinking
Oh,
about a
boy.
doggo.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And I saw you on a cat.
Get ready.
You can just leave the house for like 3 days and come back and the cat's fine.
Can you?
It's awesome. Yeah, you can. That is,
Yes.
well, I'd say now is the time when spontaneity doesn't really quite matter, because no one can be spontaneous,
Right, yeah.
given the world. But cats are the friend of spontaneity and just
Yeah.
going out and living. You can just 3 days easy. They don't even know you're gone. Leave some food out or not. They chill.
Your friends want to grab drinks after work? Fucking go for it. You want to turn that into dinner? Hell yeah. Maybe you're going to go do karaoke now. Fucking live your life, baby. That'll be fine.
For our next question, and by the way, Ned's really kicking your asses, so I would just...
We know.
Yeah.
Give us the question.
Step it up.
Describe
Road
your
net
wedding
$2.
day. What did it feel like to graduate from Yale University?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Really targeted towards me, huh?
Okay.
When moving to Chicago from Florida, what kind of things would you encounter?
Describe how it felt the first time you saw your son.
What was the last vegetable you've eaten and how?
The last one
Oh,
I ate.
Sure.
Buzz.
Keith?
I got it.
It was potatoes, and they were as French fries. It
Buzz.
was delicious.
Since COVID began, since the pandemic, I've been really afraid, dealing with a lot of anxiety, as you know, and not fully
Oh, whoa.
able to go out into the world.
Yeah.
And so slowly but surely, though, even though cases are surging in California, I feel like some places have figured out the ebb and the flow, the dance, so to speak. And so I've tried to make a point of getting a little more takeout and trying to support the local communities around. So last night I went to a Mexican restaurant right by here, and I got cauliflower tacos, and they were so goddamn good. And so I ate cauliflower as a taco, both to overcome my crippling fear of this pandemic, as well as to support the community in which I live. Thank you for your time.
All right. I mean,
That was pretty
That
nice,
gets taken out
Zach.
all the
that
time.
was a pretty
It's always
good
been taken out all
answer.
the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar for me about supporting the local economy and stuff, but a little different in that I was so hungry and my takeout wasn't ready yet. They kind of had a delivery snafu. Like, they were taking a long time. You ever put it in and it's like 6:45, but then it's like 7:15. You're like, where is this thing?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
So
about.
I was getting so hungry that I had a little nibble of my leftover pad CU, and I had a little nibble of the broccoli because I just didn't want to eat noodles when I had fried chicken and waffles on the way. And so I had a little bit of broccoli, and then that was the last vegetable I ever saw. And I ate nothing but fried chicken and waffles after that.
Where'd you get the chicken and waffles from?
Home restaurant in Los Feliz. Hello, Wesley.
Oh, yellow boy.
Oh, Wesley's on the
Mustard
pod.
time.
Woo!
We're wearing
Banana.
our yellow pajamas. Oh, no, that's Daddy's tissue
Pulling
in
out
his
the
nose.
tissue.
That's Daddy's tissue in his nose.
You know, before Wes surely derails this, I just want to say, Ned, I really appreciate the emotional bravery and honesty of sharing the frustration with delivery. And so I would love to go ahead and bow out and give Ned the 10,000 points for that round as well.
Maybe it's for me.
Thanks, man. A little frustrating, but the broccoli tied me over. The chicken was
You're so
pretty
brave
good.
to share.
Because Zach was so generous just then,
Wow.
25,000 points.
Wow. I would like
Wow.
to give my 25,000 points to Keith.
Zach,
Running away with this.
for that, 25,000 more points.
Wow, yeah. I'd like to. Okay, I'll keep these. Oh, no, I'm going to give it to charity.
Keep it.
Unprecedented. All right, so
I'm donating my points to UNICEF.
So Zach is in the last place with 25,000. Keith is now rocking 29,000 with Ned and a close follow-up with 20,100 points because he got 100 points for that
Hey, Piggy.
question.
Wes will answer my next question.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yes, Wes. Hi, Wes. Guys,
Hey, Wes.
wow, 29,000. This is a high-scoring game. I mean,
It's crazy.
29,000 now. Well, I'll take it.
because you already had you remember? Yeah.
That's
okay.
not how math works, but I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
25,900. No, 29,000. I got 29,000 points, bro. No,
I think I think
29K.
I added an extra zero, but
Sorry.
because
Can't take it back. It's like
take it back.
It's like baseball. Whatever the umpire says first, that's how it is now.
That's how it is now.
Miles, where are we going with this quiz? Is there like a more salacious? The points are all over the place.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
points are quite hard to follow, even
Yeah.
for.
Look, I mean,
I like math.
I just work here, man. I don't even,
Take it up with the big man upstairs, am I right?
I can't believe
hey,
we pay you to do this.
yeah. If you got
What do you give us $8
if you got a problem with you got to take it up with the big guy, man. I
Taking
just
the management.
taking the
Sure,
manager. I
yeah.
just work here, man. Okay, so
Just running the ones and the twos.
here's another question here that we just got in from the Institute.
Wait, at one point, weren't we being asked questions from our email fans? Did that go away?
We have questions from I've got a question here.
Okay, different things. Okay, never
That's
mind.
it. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. This is I understand that you got
Miles'
confused.
game.
This
Yeah,
is
okay.
You just came up with these questions randomly and spent 80% of the time talking about how much points we're getting.
Yeah, well, this
just
is
like made up numbers.
This is a game. This is try guys, more like try this, a quarantine check-in with the cutest boys in town, except Eugene because he's in Korea. You're thinking of mailbag, which is when
right.
Yeah,
Of which we
those
did
are-
one and then moved on,
Right.
and I don't even remember
Right.
if we answered the question.
I don't think we did mailbag today, but we're
We
gonna.
rarely do.
We rarely
Okay,
do.
okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna. Okay, great. Keep going.
Okay,
I'm back on board.
all right.
You're doing great, Miles. Keep
That-
up the good work.
Hey, thanks, Dad. But okay, Keith.
Oh, Buzz, I'd like to steal the point.
Okay,
I'll answer it for Keith as Keith.
this is unprecedented. This has never happened
I thought
before.
this was a question for everyone.
This is it. It is. It is.
But then
why am
nonetheless,
I-
I shall answer as Keith.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Question
I'm in
is.
favor.
The question is, Keith, how you doing, buddy?
Is
Zach.
Keith is feeling a little vulnerable, having done this podcast in a new room and knowing that Becky is just hiding right behind that door, ready to pounce at any moment.
Buzz.
Yeah, Ned?
I asked Keith, a little different. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm party boy. I had a good solid breakfast this morning. Cat's doing well. Yeah, Becky's in the other room, but I got this room to myself, and Ned's gonna come over later, and we're gonna like hang out.
Oh shit!
Ned, every time you talk, I'm desperate for your other nose to start bleeding. It's all that's keeping me going right now. I'm like, come on.
Buzz,
Keith.
I've been doing okay. I think my diet has gone a little off the rails. I was, a weekday vegan, then I was a weekday vegetarian, then I was a weekday pescatarian, and now, like, I don't know, food's almost like all I got left for fun in life anymore. So I feel like I can't restrict my diet. Like yesterday, I had a burger and a chicken sandwich and fries for dinner. Right, so that was 2 different kinds of meat, and also there's dairy, there's eggs in the mayo. And then I'm still intermittent fasting, so I'm eating less food overall in my life, but I'm not exercising. I think I gotta get my ass back into shape if I'm being honest, but it's hard without things to look forward to, without an event to show off my rippling bod. Why should I have a rippling bod?
Yeah.
For me, it seems selfish.
Keith, whoa. I mean, that was emotional. And for that, 100,000 points.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
This is unprecedented. This has never happened before, but 100,000 points to you. And honestly,
129,000.
that puts you at 129,000 points. And you just won. You won the game show.
Keith!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Give me that dollar.
But I'm
Wow.
going to Venmo you
twist
$1
ending.
here. Venmo.
Now, Keith, I believe you get $1 for every point. So that's
No.
incredible. Wow.
no.
That's
$29,000.
incredible.
Oh, hang on, wait. Oh,
I'll
shit.
take 1 penny for
Submit for
every
reimbursement
point. It's okay.
on that. It'll cause a lot of tax issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna submit that for reimbursement, and we'll be clean and good.
$12.
You guys know when people win money on game shows, they gotta pay taxes on that shit.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Or like,
yeah.
if you win
immediately.
if you win a car on
Same
a game
with
show,
gambling.
all of a sudden now you gotta pay huge tax. Like that sucks. I've also always thought about that. Whenever David Dobrik's going and giving cars to people, they're now saddled with tax. That's not a gift. That's a burden. You just gave someone the tax of a Tesla. That
Especially if it's
sucks.
like a $65,000 car, you have to pay 40% gift tax on that. So you're gonna have to pay like $25,000.
Whoa.
It's
And
more than the car you would have bought.
I looked this up because I was curious. You cannot write off like giving someone a car as a gift. I thought like, oh, Dobrik's brilliant. He's just tax write-offs every time. Not if it's for someone else. No, it's you.
What if you buy it
Wow.
as company property
And then
you
give it.
away as a prop in the video?
So you can, like, I believe you can get one company car and write it off, but every other car.
man.
Trust me, I don't remember the exact, but I did ask our shared company accountant because I'm like, how's he giving away all these cars? There's got to be some tax loophole that I could take advantage of. And
I want
the
to give
answer
away
was,
cars.
I want to.
I'd like to give away cars.
Yeah, it's he's just burning holes in his pocket and the pockets of his friends. Unless he's paying the taxes for them, I have no idea.
You can't. Well, I mean, they would still have to pay taxes on that gift money. Yeah, the whole taxation's rough, man. You get taxed when you get paid, you get taxed when you pay otherwise, and you can't unless you make very little money, then you don't pay taxes because if there's a threshold for how much you have to make, but that's not a livable amount of money, so you shouldn't hope for that, and nobody should ever be in that situation anyway.
Right.
Maybe he's all using those, capital gains.
I think Ned's lost a lot of blood
at
from
that
his
15% threshold. That's how those rich people do it.
Yeah.
They put their money makes more money, and then it gets taxed at less than everyone else's. Pretty messed up. I've lost a lot of blood, you guys. I'm getting a little loopy. I would love to talk about the tax code more, but I can't because I don't want to. And so let's move on to the next segment. Called
Ned takes a nap.
Next segment is when you guys ask us questions at imdrunktryguys@gmail.com.
And
Much
or
like I am feeling right now, and we answer them completely sober unless you have a little bit of a nosebleed.
Somebody wrote us in, and people ask for our advice, our guidance. Hey, Miles and Try Guys. This is called Tattoo Help.
hey, tattoo hell, that's your first mistake. Miles is the afterthought.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
There's a burning question in my mind. You
Yeah.
know what? I'll remember it. No, I won't. I'm going to ask it now. I'm going to delay this question.
Let's go.
So when we became Webby Award winners, we got a trophy.
I am interested
We got a
in
trophy.
the answer to this question.
We got a trophy. It's a beautiful spring trophy. And in huge letters on the front, it says, winner, best comedy podcast, whatever. In all caps, Miles and the Try Guys.
And the Try Guys.
And the Try Guys.
Like we're your backup singers.
So I want to ask a question.
I didn't do that.
Whose job was it to submit the form
It was
for
not-
the award processing?
Not me. It was Kaylin. I didn't do that. I didn't submit it. I didn't ask for the award. Kaylin submitted us. I saw that, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved it. But
Well, of course.
I loved it. But that was not me. And I saw it, and I immediately thought, they're going to think that was me. They're going to think I did this. No,
boy.
I did not request that, but I
did not request it. Did I earn it? Who's to say? The
Who
trophy
is to
says,
say?
but who's to say?
Exactly.
It was very funny and immediately made it well. I'm like, well, I guess this is Miles' trophy now.
Well, they said I know you can buy. They only gave us one trophy, and you can buy another one.
You
So
can always buy more.
I was like, maybe I can buy another one to keep on my desk or something.
I'll buy one that says Zach and Miles and the Try Guys.
Question time. Tattoo help. Your content has definitely helped me retain my sanity through lockdown, and I cannot thank you all enough. Well,
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Same.
I would really love to get a Triceratops tattoo to remind myself that trying and maybe failing is better than not trying at all. My question to you guys and Miles is, where on my body should I get this tattoo?
Dude.
Right across the belly button. Right so that the belly button's right in the center of the Triceratops. So
Right.
that it's really cute and it's got a little belly button.
Or maybe it's
and then
his
you
little
could,
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking more like it was his side of his stomach. But yeah, you could also put the belly button as the butthole, or as the eyeball, or the eyeball, or there's a lot of options. I think part of body art is incorporating the body into the art, right? It's not just art on the body. It's a unison.
The entire
together.
body is the canvas, and the art is merely the paint. I think this person is looking at it as something they want to remember, like a mantra, right? So not think about the lips. What
about in the lip, on your lower lip? The lip
I was
tattoos?
gonna do, maybe on your kind of your wrist, your inner forearm, where hey, maybe you're looking down at your phone and you're not wanting to put yourself out there, and then you see it and you remember hey, maybe I should do that thing that is a little scary for me.
That's a good. Yeah, it seems like wherever you want it for the meaning, I think Ned's right. You want to be able to see it. So that would be that, maybe the forearm, maybe the ankle. Do you guys? I'm certain we talked about this on the podcast because I wanted to get our Triceratops tattoo. In fact, I'm certain I've told this story. One of the first videos we were going to make on our channel was going to be called I Let the Try Guys Give Me a Tattoo. And I found a tattoo artist who was going to let each of you hold the gun at one point. And it was going to be the Triceratops Plus. And I was totally down. I had no fear of it, except I didn't know where on my body I wanted it. So I get your concern. That to me is the hardest part.
And you've already got the smiley face on one
the-
butt
on
cheek,
the
so
butt.
it's do you balance it out with the butt cheek combo?
I wanted the
Somewhere
forearm,
else.
but I'm I don't have the forearm for a tattoo. I
Need the
feel
bicep?
Yep.
wanted
See,
the
that's
bicep.
Yeah, the bicep.
See, there
See,
you
that's
go.
how little I
Yeah.
know
Part of the
about
problem, yeah.
bodies.
Understanding muscle anatomy.
I think on a dude, a really sexy spot for the tattoos on the calf muscle. like right on the back. I think that's a hot spot.
Oh,
on a
you could get
dude.
the line. You could get like the Triceratops walking around each other. Little wraparound.
That's cool. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith, show off your sleeve. That's also like not a terrible placement for one, right?
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad spot, right? You know, for tattoos, I've never thought I wanted one. Maybe someday. I've had a few groups I've been a part of where like we're like, yeah, if this makes it so far, let's get a tattoo. And then it made it that far, and then we didn't because like, well, do we really want to? It's just hard to make a choice for the next 50 years about how you're going, like something that's going to be on your skin. For me, other people, they love it, and they, you know, that's totally cool. You can do whatever you want. It's your body, go crazy. But it's hard for me to. I change my mind a lot. You know, so I just don't want future Keith to be mad at past Keith for something that past Keith has done.
It's also, I don't have any tattoos, so it's kind of like a breaking the seal type of thing. Like,
I'll tell you, once you get one, you get pretty hungry for another. As soon as I got this one, I'm like,
two.
maybe a couple more. Keep it going.
Zach gonna get that butt sleeve.
Yeah, I need the full.
A full butt cheek of art, just your right butt cheek.
A full body ass artwork. Some
That
real
is-
nice ass work.
Oh God.
That is so funny, and I'm so down.
Yeah, I got a full cheek.
From the wraparound.
Wow. Just keep adding to the butt. That's a really wonderful idea.
You gotta.
Well, body art is something that we need advice on, clearly, but maybe there's something else you need advice on in your life. And you've heard a lot from us intelligent, super beefy, hot bros, but there's one also sort of intelligent, sort of beefy, sort of hot bro who hasn't given advice yet. And his name is Miles. And this section is called Advice Will Go for Miles with your friend and mine, Miles Bonsignore.
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready. Miles Nation! Miles Nation, go! It's advice that'll go for miles. Advice that'll go for miles.
What's up, Miles Nation? How y'all doing tonight, sweetie stinky cuties?
Been better.
Hot stuff.
Have you ever wanted to be smothered by ants?
No.
Have you ever wanted to have a green thumb in your mouth?
Colder.
I don't even know what that means.
Celery and peanut butter. My name is Celery, and peanut butter. There's a million things I haven't bun. Just you raisins.
Oh.
Ants on a log.
Ants on a
lodge. I'm not
Tell me
giving
about
away my celery. I'm not giving away my
Bordering on
raisins.
copyright.
Didn't you
infringement
talk us
now.
about apples and peanut butter last week, and now you're talking to us about celery and peanut butter this week? Are you just like that? You haven't gone grocery shopping, but you got a lot of peanut butter you got to eat. Like, what's happening here?
I'm just like a pumpkin. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. I'm not giving away my ants on a log.
You're like a pumpkin?
I have been eating ants on a log. Hold the ants.
Huh?
And it has been
Peanut butter and
Celery
celery.
and peanut butter?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a good snack that's going to make you say, ah. So I have been doing that. It's a healthy little thing. Celery is negative calories. You eat it and your body says, whoops, there's a pound. So it loses it and it's weight loss in a way. But peanut butter gives it that spice that you're going to dig.
I also think it's a gateway for flossing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the little strands of celery kind of get you a little cleaner. Maybe I should start there.
Ned, you should just do what you do best and eat like beef And because beef is like, and corn on the cob, stuff that gets stuck in your teeth and drives you crazy, so you have to floss.
That's true.
You know?
Anytime I do corn on the cob, I'm like, oh, right, I got to remember to floss tonight. I just got to have a healthy, like, a cob a day.
Y'all fuck with celery on peanut butter or what?
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Miles
It's got a good crunch.
Pretty good.
Sometimes I just dip a knife in the peanut butter and just suck it off.
Not a spoon?
Nah, man, I like to live dangerously.
I definitely lick my knife when I'm like spreading peanut butter on a sandwich, and before I go to wash it, I'll eat that rest of that up. But I typically, if I'm just snacking on the peanut butter, I get a big old spoon and make like what I call a little peanut butter lollipop.
What can I say, Keith? I'm a bit of a bad boy.
If you're looking for a healthy snack, I find that it's good. Dunk the celery unwashed into a jar of nut butter, almond or otherwise, and slurp it down.
Bit of a misunderstanding in the veggie world. Sometimes a little dirt does you some good. You should wash your fruit, or you should wash your fruit and veggies because of like pesticides and shit. But like, you don't need to peel your carrots with like you're like, oh, it looks dirty. You're fine.
But how sexy does that fucking peeled carrot look?
So hot.
Yeah.
They look naked. They look gross. It makes me uncomfortable. It's gross.
Have you ever shot a bunch of baby carrots out of your mouth like a little like Birdo from Mario 2? Just
I have done the boba in the straw. It makes a little.
You can do it with grapes too. I used to put like 8 to 10 grapes in my mouth and just go outside and shoot them out like a machine gun.
I feel like you could put like 40 grapes in your mouth. We should.
You get a lot
Is
of
that a
grapes in
video? Maybe that's a Facebook Live 2016 idea.
That's fine.
How many grapes can I fit in my mouth? Well, guys, this has been a really fun show. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're watching. Rate us 5 stars. You're like, why? Because it helps other people discover the show. That's why. And you can leave us a cute little message. Might get your chance that we'll read out your secret. If you leave us a secret in the review, we'll
we should
read
do that
it
next week.
in another episode. And also, check out our merch at tryguys.com. We got the Keep Trying line. If you're like, I want a tattoo, but I'm not ready for it yet, try having Keep Trying on a t-shirt. It will do a lot of similar things. And
You doing okay, Ned?
I've lost a lot of blood today, and having something up your nose and it makes you talk different. If you thought I sounded like Squidward now, wow, you certainly sound like him now.
Check out our Significant Others podcast. You can sit with us. Check us out on all the socials. You know where we are.
Yeah.
We're still releasing 2 podcasts a week, 2 videos a week on YouTube on the Try Guys channel. And, we're trying to keep you guys entertained through the constant ebb and flow of COVID and other things going on in our wonderful country.
Guys, I'm going to hit us full circle. Before we end this, I'm going to hit you with my eagle sex fact. So eagles will meet high up in the sky, and they engage, and they enter one another, and then they just dive to the ground. They just free fall, and it's called the roller coaster. And then sometimes they'll go up and then down, and they just tail dive down until they finish. And sometimes they don't finish in time, and they hit the ground and die.
Whoa.
Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
When 2 eagles fly together, they do not do what Zach said. I've looked it up. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a falsehood. They
What are you
do
talking
not
about?
plummet toward the ground when they fuck.
What are you talking about?
TryPod. It's unsubstantiated.
Tune in next week to resolve this disagreement.